Okay, welcome back to Tactical Air Rifleman. Today I'm going to talk about my AK-101 build. AK-101, it's a CO2 gas operated semi-automatic air rifle. It uses one CO2 12 gram gas capsule that goes in here, and the ammunition, which is 4.5mm ball bearings, goes into the magazine here. It takes 18 in a magazine, and for one CO2 gas goes through about 3 magazines worth of gas for the rifle. Now this is a very good copy of the AK-101. If those of you who don't know, AK-100 series came out in the early 2000s, and it was replaced by the AK-200 series, which I think came out in about 2011. It's got a folding butt. It's basically an updated version of the old AK-74, and it's very authentic. I like it a lot. I've mounted onto it just the sights. I haven't done anything else to it tactically because I wanted to keep it fairly basic, but I do like this rifle. I bought this in Huntsman Arms, which is in High Wycombe, and it cost me £200. So moving on to the top, I've mounted a 5.52 red dot sight. This is basically a rip-off of the EarTech. Obviously EarTech being a well-known sight company, their sights are several £100s. This is a Chinese copy that I got on eBay for £35. These ones have been around for a while. This is an older one. On my other rifle, my other AK, I've got a 5.51, which is slightly prior to that. The reason I've gone for a 5.52 is because it suits the AK. It looks Russian. See, Russians like this stuff fairly bog standard, and it actually does suit the rifle very well. I've seen photos of them using it in the Ukraine, and they fitted this sight. It also looks like the new Russian sight, which is the 1P87, which came out in about, I think, 2012, with the war in the East, and obviously the Russians are trying to emulate and rip off EarTech, and they brought out their own version. As I say, the P1 1P87, and it's basically a copy of EarTech, but it's red dot. It's not holographic. If you want to get a 1P87, it costs you about £800 for an original sight. They do airsoft versions now. The cheapest I've seen is £180. Now it's an air rifle. I'm not prepared to spend 180 quid on a sight, so this works perfectly fine, and as I say, it does suit the sight very, very well. I've mounted behind it a G43 magnifier. Now obviously the sight itself has no magnification at all, but G43 times 3 magnification, that's all you need. This weapon, as I say, 50 meters top range, but it's very good. You can mount it, you can have it to the left or to the right, and it just flips out when you're firing it normal, and flip in if you want some close-up action. This one was £45 from eBay. I have seen them cheaper if you go onto AliExpress or some airsoft sites, but really it's normally up to about 40 quid you're going to pay for them, and it does enhance the rifle slightly. The actual sight mount that I put in, obviously once again, for older AKs, it's side mounted, and this rail I got off Amazon for £26. It just slides on and off. Some of them have clips at the top. This one is an underneath clip. Now, if you haven't seen the actual side mounts for AK rifles, that's what it looks like. It looks a bit strange at first glance, because obviously in the West we're used to rails mounted on the top. The reason they mount it on the side for older AKs is because the top cover comes off for when you want to strip the rifle down. Unlike Western rifles, when you have the upper and lower receiver and you have a very steady base for your rifle, the Russians didn't have any choice, because obviously that comes off, it won't be steady, so that's why they did it side mounted. So when you first see this, it looks a bit strange, but the actual rail section itself is just this section here. The rest is just to actually make sure that the actual sight is parallel, and that aligns onto here, this section here, that's the clamp itself. When you get the actual rail, it doesn't give you a lot of guidance how to adjust it. You just put a screwdriver into this section here, and then you can just change the screw up or down to actually make sure it fits correctly. Now it's just a little bit fiddly when you do slide it on. You just line it up, and this one, as I say, it's an underneath. So a lot of one time I do it. There we go, it's done fine. Just fits on like that. The later models, the 200 series, and you've got the AK-12, they have mounted Picatinny along the top. There's a separate Picatinny rail. Some have actually mounted it on the actual top cover as well. I'm not sure how that would work on a live rifle, but the later versions, as I say, you do get top Picatinny with this option. I didn't have that option for this rifle, so happily with a side mount. As I say, once it's there, it's solid, it looks good, and it takes both sighting systems. Now you can get handguards for these. I haven't. I may in the future, but at the moment I do like the actual look and feel of this rifle. As I say, once you load the magazine, it does look the bollocks. What I will say, you probably saw me there when I actually fitted the magazine. The speed reloads, they're a bit fiddly. I mean, I'll show you now how I do it. Like that, but that's not all the way in. So I have to just flick it on there. Now, I thought it might be the same just for this rifle. I thought I might have a dodgy batch. But on my other rifle, my 74 it's exactly the same. So it's obviously, so it doesn't go all the way in until I flick that. So I think it's a design fault. Once you get doing it quickly though, it doesn't actually take a lot of time off your reloads. So it's just a matter of practice here. There you go. Not a lot of time, but I say if you're going to do drills like the old El-Pres drills, probably not the best rifle to use for that. You can get attachments. You can get handguards. As I say, I may in the future. I've got to actually have a look and see what's available. I don't want to spend a fortune. The Russian versions can go into quite a lot of money, but we'll have a look in the future for that. Again, just like the AKS, the top section here does come off, and it's 25mm clockwise. So you can, if you want to, fit a suppressor onto this weapon. I have tried it with 1PS1, and that actually does look quite good on there. It's not front heavy at all. So like I showed on my other video with my AK-101 you get these for about £40. I can put a link on where you get these, and as I say, if you want to put a suppressor, it's 25mm clockwise. This particular one does come with an attachment, an adapter. If you want to put it on any other rifles, 14mm counterclockwise, they do them for this as well. So I'll put a link on for this. It's a good rifle to fire. As I say, it's not blowback, unfortunately. Trying to find an AK that's not airsoft air rifle blowback at the moment. I think the only one you can see get out there at the moment is the Crossman AK-1, which I'm not a mega fan of. But as I say, this, I do like it. It does shoot well. I hope this video is useful. Any comments, please ask below, and I'll answer any questions. Thank you.